Well, it seems like this is becoming a trend. Me making videos the moment I come home from school. But there's a valid reason for this one, and I know I'm pretty late with this topic. I believe like this thing we're discussing came out in 2017. I don't know what I was doing in 2017. I don't think I knew anything in 2017. But today we're going to be reviewing this, and I know it's an old big whoop, but I just learned about this today. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, hopefully the day that I record this is the day that it's uploaded, because I literally just learned this about this whole entire scenario, this whole thing today in school. So, today we're going to be going over probably one of the worst commercials I've ever seen. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. If this is one of the worst things I've ever witnessed. One of the worst things I've ever witnessed. And so, without further ado, we're just going to get into it and talk about the mistakes that occurred with this advertisement. So just for some background lore, this ad first aired in 2017 and was met with a lot of backlash and got a lot of controversy behind it. Not for why you would think. Not for really the message or the material, at least in my opinion, for its delivery. And let me tell you, its delivery is awful. So we're gonna watch this right now. Let's go. Okay, first things first. I just want to let you know that the song, I don't know if it's copyrighted, but the song that is used for this commercial is also is a part of why, actually a big part of why this commercial is terrible. Because it's so bad. From you've heard from the first 15 seconds already. And also, I'm sure you've also noticed that there's a huge contrast in the visuals here. A lot of things introduced already in the beginning. We have the Pepsi, of course. Then we have this guy on the cello who seems to be here he's on the rooftop. And here he's in a room, sweating, his bow is breaking, and then we have this out of nowhere, a protest for God knows what. I guess it's a peace protest, a peaceful peace protest. And then we have this join the conversation. What conversation? So you see they're protesting for peace and whatnot. Pepsi. And then we have the star of the show herself, Kendall Jenner. Now, I don't care what you think about Kendall Jenner. All I'll say for now is that it's an interesting choice. A very interesting choice. So he's in a completely different room again. So I guess here is she's modeling conveniently right next to the parade, the peace parade, the peace protest. Or I guess protesting for peace, or not protesting against peace. Even though the response to this video was anything but peaceful. So she happens to be modeling right next to this parade, and I'm sorry. I know that it's hard. Giving acting lessons is hard these days. But I'm pretty sure this reaction is a reaction of acknowledgement. I guess you could say surprise, but acknowledgement of noticing what's going on, right? So you would expect her after this to hop right in. right? Then we got this guy again, completely different room. They forgot the room that they left the Pepsi in, and they finally found it towards the end of the shoot. So they finally got him in here with the Pepsi. It's pretty good. They were glad they remembered that. Now he's also watching the same parade. We have this killer track still going. Watch the music that we're hearing is what these musicians are playing and what they are dancing to. She's still there. She is. She's still taking pictures, still modeling. She notices again. The second time she notices, maybe she's thinking, well, I might have to go out there. Now we have our boy, the main character, signaling to the other main character to join the party, join the parade, the protest, join forces, bring Kendall out of her shell, out of the box of over-commercialized, overpriced modeling and whatnot, and bring her into something, a good cause, pull her out of something. You know, I hit my headphones because just of how amazing this move is, how crucial it is to the message of this advertisement. Then we have that shot of her getting her hair dried. I don't know if that was accidental footage or intentional. Like maybe she was doing her makeup and getting it done and everything. And like they accidentally pressed record while it was directly on her face for some reason, and they just decided to leave it in, even though she has her blonde hair here. It shows her with her natural hair, and then it shows her taking off her wig to reveal her natural hair. Even though they spoiled us, which is kind of messed up, you know. Yeah, give a spoiler right before, you know, the big reveal, you know. It's like that time in Endgame where Doctor Strange totally let us know Tony was going to die, yet it was supposed to be super shocking when he did anyways. Great writing. Then we got this, look, join the conversation, and then we got the police. There he is, yeah. And there you see we have the move of the century. Kendall Jenner making peace between a peaceful protest about peace and a peaceful police officer who's doing his job. And all she had to do was give him a Pepsi. You know how many wars would end if the leaders of said countries at war just gave each other Pepsis? Isn't that crazy? So many conflicts would end. We'd be at world peace. That's why they served the Pepsi there. They got one to give to every cop. You know, that'll solve the problem. So Kendall does her finisher move and I guess takes one for the team to risk giving this police officer who could care less about what's going on there his a nice Pepsi, nice cold Pepsi. And I'm just curious as to why the police are there in the first place. You know, granted it's a big parade, but it's obviously not something. It's like these things don't just happen, right? Like parades like this, especially peaceful ones. Like you gotta get unless they did it legally, like you gotta get permits and shit and go through a bunch of shit to have a fucking parade. So I don't know why the police are gonna be. I guess they're for security, but if it's security for them, why are they acting like it's the police they're up against? Anyways, Kendall Jenner solves the entire world conflicts by handing a Pepsi to a police officer, and every millennial that's there, which is everyone, starts rejoicing. Because really, this was such a powerful move. Think about it. It was a powerful move. It was also something that she would wind up regretting hard. I'll go into that in a bit. And there is... Wait, hang on. Live for now. Live bolder, live for now. Okay. Let me talk about this last part real quick, and then I'll go into the controversy, what I think about this, and quite frankly, what her response was, and just why this is terrible. So we have this character here, who I haven't spoken about much, and I will soon, hugging someone else. Then we have this cop, and look at this. The cop looks at the other guy, he's like, hey, Pepsi, not bad, you know? They got me there, you know? Look, if I were a violent police officer anymore, I'm never going to be one again. If I were a racist police officer, never again. I got that Pepsi. You know, they did a pretty good job. That's what that face is saying right there. And there she's clapping. Latest to the party, but the one with the most effect. Latest to the party, but she became the leader of all these protesters, all those yuppie hippies. What a term. And then we have this shot. This shot is, I think, an incredible thing. Look at this. Look at this shot. Look at the shot. This looks like that picture. I'll show you right now. This looks like, this is that type of picture right here. I gotta show this one. Look at this. Look at this picture. This is what that's the same image. That Jim Parsons is Kendall Jenner. I just proved it. Okay, now let's get into the nitty-gritty of this, of course. So now you've seen this commercial, and I'll link it in the description so you can watch it without my commentary and whatnot. But why? This no doubt had a negative, of course, response, right? It became very controversial very fast. A lot of the problems with it were in the story it was trying to tell. But personally, my problem is that it just sucks. It just sucks. It's just bad. The music is bad. The way it looks is bad. It's not an attractive look, you know. There's no like actual. I'm sure there's like cool like shots and whatnot, if you could even call those cool shots. But there's no like look to it, right? You have these random placements of Pepsi, that just really have nothing to do with the story. Even if you could consider what was on the screen a story. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. It is a mess. But you see, I understand the intention with this advertisement, and the intention is honestly a message that you can't, you know, be upset about. And the clear message, it is really clear, despite, you know, all the crap. It is really clear. The message is that Pepsi is trying to brand itself as a company with a product that can unify a bunch of people regardless of their background or beliefs. That is what it's trying to show here. But it does it in the worst way possible, and I'll tell you why. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel real. It feels so forced, especially having a person like Kendall Jenner in the video, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a bit. It just feels so like bad, like not just bad, but it just feels fake. It feels fake, you know. It feels like a really sad attempt to get onto the side of the consumer, Even though we know both Pepsi and, sadly, obviously, Kendall Jenner don't give a rat's ass about who drinks Pepsi. I don't think Kendall Jenner's ever had Pepsi in her life, quite frankly. I don't know. I forgot, honestly, because even though I just watched it, if she even drinks it in the wait, I don't even think she does. I don't even think she drinks it in the ad. I am absolutely correct. I just rewatched it. I just double checked. She does not drink it at all in the advertisement, which is funny because you'd expect, especially somebody who I know it costs a pretty penny to get somebody to do a commercial, somebody like that to do a commercial for you. You'd expect them to at least. You'd expect the commercial to at least show them try your product. It's the complete opposite of The Rock and In-N-Out. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll just describe it real quick. But The Rock lies about his relationship, or at least experience, with In-N-Out. And I don't know when, but I saw a video on this. But I don't know when he did this. He posted a video and he said it was him trying out In-N-Out for the first time, right? When this is not true, because there are at least 2 other videos of him claiming to be trying In-N-Out for the first time from some points through the past 10 years, which he posted, which is the exact opposite of this, because he's lying, saying keep trying to promote this product. She's not even trying the product. They get someone like her to do this ad. They got everybody else trying the product. You see it literally in every other character's hands. And then the most important person, at least in the advertisement, doesn't even try the Pepsi. Doesn't even have it. All she does is take it and give it to the cop. So we already highlighted a few things that are wrong with this, but again, there's just so much irony. There's so much irony in this type of advertisement. And most of it comes from who the ad is by, right? You have Pepsi, huge company, huge corporation, right? Making an advertisement with the original intention of showing its consumers, hey, we care. We do not, basically we do not discriminate anybody. Anybody can use our product, and we hope that anybody who does use our product, who does drink Pepsi, feels that they are, well, I guess, welcome to, and that anybody can, and that no matter what you are, whatever you believe in, you can. And I think that's a good message. Any company should do that. Every company should, rather. They should show that nobody should be ashamed or feel like it's not for them. It's for everyone, right? Because of course, depending on if it is or not, that's what every company should say to keep making money, right? Let's face the facts. Nobody who drinks Pepsi actually cares, right? They don't care if they feel included, if I don't really drink soda a lot, but it's not like I got the people who are soda drinkers coming up to my head. You should try Coca-Cola. Let me tell you something else. That Coca-Cola, believe me, you don't try Coca-Cola. What the hell is wrong with you? You got to try Coca-Cola. And then I don't have somebody else in the other ear going, well, I don't know what that guy's saying. He's a Coke drinker. You got to try Pepsi. You don't do Pepsi? Oh my God, forget it. You don't get people like that. Nobody's like that. It's just a drink. It's not like something that like people fuss over that much. I mean, of course, there's a battle between Coke and Pepsi, but I mean, it's not that deep, right? And I feel like the way Pepsi went about spreading a message like this was made even worse by them hiring the worst, not just director, but probably even producer of a commercial ever. The worst. Because even I could come up with a better plot for a Pepsi commercial that tries to deliver a message like this. All right? They had the worst, they picked the worst everything for this type of commercial. It could have been done so much better. And nobody was going to care anyway. Nobody's going to see a freaking Pepsi commercial and be moved by it and be motivated to be more inclusive or something. It's Pepsi. We know this is just done for monetary gain, right? For publicity, right? I mean, the original intention of the advertisement But then what they went through with, you know how many people a video, an advertisement, a commercial has to go through for it to be released to the public, especially from a huge company. From a huge company. Like, how does this happen? And another part of this is in, I gotta say it, is in Kendall Jenner herself. Again, it doesn't matter what you think of her. It's not the point of what she says or what she thinks. It's just a matter of who she is, right? Think about this, right? The video you see loud and clear. She's modeling, she's doing something for herself. And then she notices other people are together. And she's like, well, shit, I gotta, even a guy like me with deep pockets, I can go out there and I can help the people and drink Pepsi. And not drink Pepsi, but still show it straight to a camera. But even I could do that, and I got, look at the house I got, look at the name I've got, look at the face I've got, look at the body I've got. But I'm saying, like, why not get like an activist, like an actual activist? First of all, I don't think there are, like, at least now, like, protests are specific, right? That's the point of a protest. You're not just protesting like the anger of the world. People do that, sure, but like not a huge parade like this. Protests usually are for like a charity or an organization, or just simply protesting like a war or something, right? But it's something specific. It's not something broad. Nobody wants a death and destruction and wars in general and stuff. Nobody wants that. But you're not gonna go out in the streets and march for it. Duh! We need world peace now. We need to stop wars now. We still need to stop murder now. We know that. Everybody agrees with you. Nobody's saying you're wrong. Nobody's gonna go out and like do that. Nobody ever does that. Nobody will ever do that. So having that, of course, you're not gonna have a company go out and just strictly go like choose a politically driven protest or something, or protest with like intertwined with like controversy, right? You're not gonna have them put that in their commercial, right? Still, a protest like for world peace. Who are you protesting against? Right? Like, who specifically? That's, again, I know I'm being redundant now, but like that's the whole point of a protest. But anyways, you have this chick, this super famous chick, somehow super famous, right? Got so much, she's doing a modeling session literally in the moment, right? Literally in the moment she's doing a modeling session. She looks over, oh my God, look at all those people. Look at all those people. I might get more money for walking with those people and more recognition for walking with those people than I would for those darn pictures. That's probably the mindset. I was not trying to mimic Kendall's voice, by the way. I have no idea what it sounds like, but we will in a bit, because after all of this, and I haven't even gotten into some parts of the video itself, which I think are stupid, but honestly, I don't really, not only do I not really want to, it's just something I could say real quick. I said I was going to talk about this character, so watch this. Okay, so my question, as would probably be any sane person's question, is what the fuck was that girl doing? Look at this. Number one, right? You see the circles. You see her circling and editing and looking at these pictures. It looks like she's either plotting or figuring out a crime scene. Like she's plotting something. And you see the background? Look at this. It's like she's it's like those. It's like this.
Take a look at this. Jesus Christ. That right there is the mail. Now let's talk about the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Malcolm and Dinah?
It's just look at this background and look at this. All that, what is she doing? Is she a detective? Maybe she's a reporter. And honestly, that's probably the best thing to go to, because then she goes out with her camera and starts taking pictures of everything. She starts taking pictures of Kendall walking to make the big move, I just, what is the point of this? besides either beefing up the commercial, which is already almost 3 minutes long, or for some cheap inclusivity. And inclusivity is good as long as it's not cheap or forced, which is honestly both the same thing at this point. I just don't know what they were doing with this. Like, why? Like what was her purpose? You know, like what is she doing? And why is she angry? What is she upset about? And another thing is that this isn't me being racist or anything, but this is based off of some of the reactions to this commercial, which I saw. But this shot, I don't think that type of shot of an Arab girl with fire in the background, fire particles in the background, would really go well with the redneck Pepsi drinkers who are still suffering from post 9/11 xenophobia. So that's a clip for you that sure went well, you know. And they could have done it with anything else. They could have done it with their cello guy, you know. But I again, another unnecessary thing just to fill time. Like, why did we need that? Like, who even is this? Why? Who is this? Stop looking at me like that. Alright, and now on to the next big thing, I guess, which is Kendall's reaction to the reaction of this advertisement. And, well, I'm not going to say anything other than this, but she pulled the classic deplorable YouTuber. Watch this.
Someone called.
No, I'm not going to say watch this. Why would I say watch this? That was like a freaking newscaster. That was terrible. Anyways, it's just like a YouTube apology, like one of those YouTube apology videos. But check it out.
Someone calls me with more bad news like every 5 minutes. It's just so stressful.
Kendall Jenner opens up about her involvement in the now infamous political Pepsi commercial.
I would never purposely hurt someone, ever.
Why is this edited so badly?
I just felt so stupid. The fact that I would offend other people or hurt other people was definitely not the intent.
Kendall was visibly upset on Sunday's premiere of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The backlash from the politically charged commercial, which aired in April and was almost immediately pulled, made the 21-year-old model very emotional. She expressed her regret to big sister Kim Kardashian.
I genuinely feel like I have no idea how I'm gonna bounce back from it.
This is the first time you've had a scandal. The only thing you can really do is just be like real and honest, because you can't ignore it.
When the commercial first aired, sources familiar with Kendall's Pepsi contract told ET she was, quote, devastated by the controversy. At the time, Pepsi said in a statement, quote, "We also apologize for putting Kendall Jenner in this position."
You better, because I'm not. I know her involvement, or at least the choice of her for this type of commercial. This message that they were trying to perceive. I know that's an important part. Yes, but you hired the worst people for this commercial. Literally, anybody else could create something at least a little bit better. At least change the music. You know, make the music, and that's a huge part of it. Make the music not annoying, and make the music something that, or add sound, or add dialogue, or just make it something. Just some small thing that could have been easily fixed. You have the money. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, she has the money too, no doubt. But I mean, she doesn't really give a shit. I'm just, it's embarrassing as hell, but you know she doesn't give a shit. It's on you though. You're the company behind it. You know, she's got her money. You paid her. You paid her. You know, you're the people who should be more embarrassed than she is, and you better be sorry. You know, and this also brings up another point. They should have had somebody for this commercial who actually cared. And I think I was trying to say this before, but I got sidetracked. They should have had like an actual activist, or even any other celebrity that gave a shit, do this advertisement. Because if you gave the script to, like, for this advertisement to an actual activist, right, they would be like, what the fuck is this? I'm not gonna do this crap. You know? Because it's happened plenty of times before where actors or celebrities or anybody is given something to do written by someone else, and they refuse to unless it's changed just because of how bad it is. You know, that could have happened here if you just hired somebody who gave a shit. I genuinely feel like shit. No, you don't. No, you don't. You see this?
That I would offend other people or hurt other people was definitely not the intent.
You see her looking from side to side, right? That's because they're just showing her right now the check from that ad. They just have a physical copy of the amount of zeros. It's just like, damn, that's a lot of zeros. That's why she's looking around like that. But she doesn't care. You know, and honestly, I don't blame her. You know, she doesn't have to. You know, it doesn't really affect her. You know, it doesn't matter to her because why would it? She has money, you know? But that's not the type of person you'd want to present a message that you're trying to present because you're trying to care. I mean, this falls back all on Pepsi. This really does fall back all on Pepsi. Because you're trying to deliver a message that this product is for a bunch of people, that you choose somebody who doesn't care about the people, and this proves that you don't care about the people. Okay, I want you to watch this clip of Kim Kardashian's view on the whole Pepsi, thing.
What did you think of Kendall's whole Pepsi controversy?
She totally understood at the end of the day, and she felt really awful for it, and she just wants to move on from it.
Yeah. When you saw the ad, did you think, uh-oh, or did you think, great?
You know what, I didn't see it until it had already gotten
Blown up.
the attention, and so you obviously have a different perspective when
Right.
everyone's just saying something. I think I was traveling and I landed and I just saw all this stuff come up, and so, you know, I think anytime someone does anything, they don't have bad intentions.
She definitely learned that from her father, you know? That's something he must have said.
Of doing it a certain way,
Right.
especially Kendall's so sensitive.
Right.
She would never mean for anyone to perceive anything in a negative way.
I guess the last thing I should point out is I don't think they are aware of what people are upset about. Like, I don't think they realize that people are upset about, like, the quality of the commercial. I think they think they're, like, upset about, like some political aspect or something, which makes me think they probably didn't even watch the commercial, which makes me think Kendall probably doesn't even know what the commercial is, or that she did it. You know, I don't think she watched it because she doesn't drink Pepsi. You know? Well, yeah, that's about it. We discussed the commercial and whatnot, and just what I think is terrible about it. And yeah, honestly, you know, all this blabbering and all this, ranting has gotten me to be really thirsty. So I'm just gonna. There we go. Cheers. Well, I'm probably gonna start uploading more often. Hopefully, I just haven't been able to because, well, sadly, I've been busy. So, I want to release more often though. I want to release videos more often though. I had a request to try another Pop-Tart flavor, and I recorded that video, and I never finished editing it, and it never happened. So, that's that. But I'm really dragging this out. Like, I don't like I don't like soda, but I'm really dragging this out. Thanks for watching. See ya.